Immersed within Paris, La Chapelle-Sorbonne lies within the Latin Quarter of the country close to the center of France. The front of the building faces Place de la Sorbonne, while the entire building is located on the street Rue de la Sorbonne. La Chapelle-Sorbonne is a chapel, a part of a university campus. During the mid-13th century, a variety of universities began to combine into one. It was common of the time for schools to join together because the value of education was increasing. Receiving a diploma was a sign of social mobility. It was not until 1253 that La Sorbonne's University officially formed. The school commissioned for the chapel to be built on the campus as a secular place for both students and faculty. Hired architect Henri Paul Monod was inspired by eclectic architecture. He created neo-Renaissance facades and classic Paris styles in courtyard. Unfortunately, during the French Revolution, the chapel was severely damaged. The events that took place at La Chapelle-Sorbonne on the night of December 5, 1793, perfectly represent the people's need during the French Revolution. A century prior, Cardinal Richelieu commissioned Jacques Lemercier to renovate the chapel to create a tomb for himself. Richelieu's original intentions were to show the power and grandeur that he possessed, as well as the strength of his faith. But this plan backfired. Instead of inspiring the people, Richelieu was part of the problem that fueled the French Revolution. Much of the French population was unemployed and starving, creating tension between the lower classes and the bourgeoisie. Instead of looking to the church and the leaders like Richelieu for strength and hope during hard times, the people distrusted the church because it spent money on renovating chapels instead of helping those in need. When the revolution came to a height in 1793, Cardinal Richelieu's body was exhumed from his tomb and he had created in La Chapelle-Sorbonne and decapitated. When the conflicts of World War II made their way to Paris, the professors of La Sorbonne were threatened and forced to leave, just like those at Bauhaus. Bauhaus was a university in Germany that taught multiple forms of art ranging from textiles and fine arts to architecture and industrial design. Professors at Bauhaus were threatened when the Nazi Party began its rise to popularity, since many of them were Jewish, communists, liberals, etc. As Bauhaus was being repeatedly shut down by Nazis who were frightened by ideas and ways of thinking that threatened their power, the professors fled the country for the duration of the war. The situation was similar to that of La Sorbonne. Exclusion laws prevented both students and educators from attending the university. Evidently, this severely impacted the university community, both Jewish and non-Jewish. After the war, regrowth was extremely high and resulted in a 30-year time period remembered as 30 glorious years. In 1965, the student population had reached 61,400 students. The current school is different from the original because it had grown more quickly than it was built to accommodate. This forced an expansion of more buildings between the 1950s and 1960s. While walking into the square, Place de la Sorbonne, we instantly had a warm, intriguing college vibe. The atmosphere had welcoming features such as beautiful fountains, restaurants, music, and friendly people. We were extremely surprised on how fast something as beautiful as the square could bounce back so quickly from the war, which then made us think and see how deeply the schools were affected just as much as individuals were during the crucial times of war. We could not imagine the feelings and disappointments of the Jewish teachers and students who were not allowed to be part of this community. This experience truly made us appreciate the way we could live in our school systems today. We not only have Jewish teachers, but also teachers from all walks of life. We can keep moving into our futures with more open minds on all outlooks as students and as people.